Duke, and I won $220 million in the Idaho Powerball.
In May 2005, fitness fanatic and adrenaline junkie Brad Duke made history when he walked away with Idaho's biggest ever jackpot. Brad worked hard managing gyms and played hard in his downtime as a competitive mountain biker.
Before I won the lottery, I worked in the fitness industry, and I worked for a series of gyms. I was a manager, but I was putting in long days. I was putting in 14-hour days most of the week, and I didn't feel like I was working a lot. I really enjoyed what I did.
But Brad always had big ambitions.
I've been fantasizing winning the lottery for a long time, since I was 18. In fact, I wrote a check out to myself for $1 million, and one way or the other, I was going to be a millionaire. And in the note section, I wrote earned/won. And so at some point, I put it out there that I really thought that I was going to win the lottery.
And it was a last-minute decision that led Brad to buying the winning ticket.
I was on my way to a race, and I decided to pull into this convenience store right off the freeway. And as I was buying supplies, I realized that I hadn't bought my lottery ticket for this big lottery that was going on. So I bought my $20 worth of tickets at that point.
Brad had beaten the 195 million to 1 odds to win $220.3 million. It wasn't until 2 days after the draw that Brad realized he had won.
I was on my way to work, and I got a phone call from a friend who knew that I played the lottery, and that's when he said, hey, there's a local guy that won this lottery single winner. You better check your tickets. So I pulled in the gas station. I decided to go run the ticket. I ran it through the scan machine, and I started making all kinds of weird noises, and these girls behind the counter were jumping up and down saying, you're the one, you're the guy. And actually we're holding on to the ticket really tightly. I had to almost physically pull it away from them. I took the ticket and I left the gas station.
Other than his close family, Brad kept the news of his win to himself for 3 whole weeks.
When I first found out, it wasn't excitement. It was put on the brakes, make inventory of what's going on, what's going to be the first step.
And that first step was to put together a team to help him manage his newfound wealth. When he finally did come forward, Brad opted for the lump sum of $125 million, and after taxes, took home $85 million. And Brad had big plans to turn his millions into $1 billion.
After I won the lottery, one of the first things that I thought of was to grow the wealth. And I got criticized for being a bit greedy, but for me it was challenge.
And thanks to his financial team, Brad's satisfied.
I'm not exactly where I had hoped to be at this point. Let's put it this way, I still have more than I started with.
With his winnings, Brad bought himself a brand new set of wheels.
This is my Aston Martin D12 Vanquish, and it took me a while before I finally saw the car that I wanted, but when I did, this was it.
But Brad waited 4 years until he bought a new home. When he finally did move, he made sure it fit his new multi-millionaire status.
Well, we're at my Italian villa, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tour. So here's my library. This painting up here is a place in Italy that I stayed with my friends that inspired me to have an Italian type of home. So you can watch some TV if you get tired of looking at the painting. After the lottery, when I won, one of the things that we did was a trip to Tahiti, and I wanted to commemorate the trip somehow. And I went and talked to a local tattoo artist about what to get. He said the proper way to be tattooed is for you to be interviewed almost, and then they'll choose Tahitian symbols that tell your story.
Brad believes so much in this Tahitian symbol that he adopted it as a logo for his company.
So what's in center here is a logo for our company, and this logo is particularly special to me because it represents change. The closed end to the open end represents one change to another, and the swirl represents winds of change, and to be open to where the wind takes you. This is my bike shop and workout area. This is also an important place to me because it does represent one common thing between before and after what's happened to me has been biking. This is my screening room, my theaters, where I watch TV, games. We put a star dome in here. We got the theater lighting. These chairs really are chairs that once you sit in, you don't want to get out of. They all have reclining feet rests, and they're just perfect, and got your drink holder here and whatever else you need. It's a good place to be. Now we're showing you another favorite room in my house, which is my wine collection. One bottle that has special meaning to me is the bottle that is of the year that I won. And it was my first real wine that I really liked.
And Brad's love of wine has inspired the outside of his home as well.
It's my first attempt at growing grapes. I do want to make some of my own wine. And so you can see that we have grapevines in here. You're always going to have grapes somewhere next to an Italian villa. We got a pear tree, apple tree, lots of strawberries. I really like hot peppers, so this is all different kinds of peppers and things in full bloom. I like to come out here and eat my breakfast just right off the plant. Yeah, I never thought that a garden would be something that I want, but I really enjoy having it. So this is my backyard. I wasn't really sure if I really wanted to put a swimming pool in. I'm really glad I did, though. And you can walk right in and then dive off into the pool on one side, or you can step down at the swim-up bar. So you can sit here, get your drink, you can talk to people that are sitting right here in the pool, and they can have their drink, and it's unbelievable. So one of the latest hobbies I've picked up is paddleboarding. They have the perfect venue to do it. You stand up on them like a surfboard, and you have a long Polynesian-style paddle. And you get out on the lake, and you paddle yourself around. When I'm out there, it is a little meditative. When I'm coming back into shore and I take a look at the property that I live on, it is another wake-up call to what's happened. And that helps me keep my current perspective, which is not to forget where I came from.
Coming up, will Brad break the bank at a golf tournament? And later.
So I purchased that ticket, scratched it off real quick, and it said I was lucky.